going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Swagcast. This week, I have a exciting, low-key guest, a undefeated amateur fighter with a record of 5-0, with a fight coming up on October 4th, training out of the legendary Longo and Weidman gym. Donald DMoney Aana. What's going on, D-Money? How we doing?
Yo, what's up, my boy? Thank you for having me on. D Money in the house. Shout out Team Territory, Lift Heavy, and Bagels, our sponsors. And thank you, Swaggy, for having me in the show.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you just announced that fitness sponsor a little while ago today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I just announced that one today. I actually it became official like 3 days ago, and but I've been so busy running around with camp and everything, and so I officially got the post up today. But yeah, they're a dope brand. I know the owner personally,
mm-hmm.
and he's doing a lot of like good stuff in the bodybuilding scene. Like going to like Mr. Olympia's local gyms, LA Fitnesses, Onyx, Crunch, all places all over. And he's really just pushing his brand, doing a lot of fitness stuff, giveaways, and all types of cool stuff in that community. And he's
Yeah.
been wanted to get over into the MMA scene, and it was like just the perfect. I felt like I was perfect guy for it and reached out to him and he was all about it. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's awesome. That's a dope deal to have too, especially being a fighter needing the nutritional advice and nutritional goods and things like that. So I want to jump right into it with so in your Insta bio, you have 6-0 fighter. And now is that you just calling out your win coming up in October? Or
that's
or did Tapology
it,
lie to me once again?
now, just me calling out what I already know God written into it, God written. So what God wrote already. So yeah. That's
Yeah.
me calling out that next win already. I already know it's a win. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Right? We know it's gonna happen. We've seen the highlights. So now we're gonna talk about that, but I want to jump into the past a little bit. What even like sparked a desire to want to pursue the life of MMA? Because you haven't even hit the pro level yet, but you've been grinding the amateur, doing amazing. 5-0 is a lit record to have in the amateur scene, especially today. What kind of sparked the interest to become an MMA fighter?
thank you. Appreciate it. And at first when I first got into this, like first was really on the MMA scene, I was like very hesitant to speak about like things, and now it's like I got like a couple things in the work, and like I got one like particularly big project that's being done right now on me, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm honored to be chosen to be part of. And a lot of stuff's coming out anyway. But anyways, long story short, I was a kid that um, you know, grew up in like a lower middle class family, and was around um a lot of chaos from a young age. Some that was brought upon me, a lot that was brought upon me, and then a lot that I got myself into.
Mm-hmm.
And but I was involved with wrestling since I was 6 years old, and I was competing a lot, competing a lot, competing a lot. It was always good, always had a really good record and everything, and was competing at high levels, competing in state level tournaments, since I'm really young, and was involved with boxing since I was young too. But there was just a lot of, um, you know, painful situations I endured, a lot of friends that I've lost, a lot of, chaotic things that have gone down in my life. And, it just created some type of drive in me where one day, honestly, I was sitting in a jail cell and I was like, yo, I had really a God moment, right? Where I
Mm-hmm.
no longer believed in God. I now knew he was real, even though I was at such a low moment, you know? And from there, I just already seen God showed me that I'm going to be a world champion, and he showed me what I got to do. And obviously I got to meet the right people along the way, but I know what I got to do. The only real opponent I have now is me. But yeah, it's never been nothing else. It's I was always a good athlete, and if I wasn't involved with the chaotic shit, I keep saying that word, but I feel like that's the only way to really describe it, in a PG way. And I coulda, woulda, shoulda, whatever, done big things with wrestling, boxing, everything, worked out for a reason. And here I am. And, you know, I lost a little bit of time. Yes, I still had to fight my amateur fights. I was going to make my pro debut right now, but I was like, let me take the fight in Madison Square Garden. That's a big fight. I'll be the co-main event. Main event's a pro kickboxing fight. It's going to have a lot of attraction, and then boom, make my pro debut. Go 5-0 there, then go to the contender series. But whatever, get into everything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that was actually one of my next questions. Like, the does this fight like seem bigger because it's in Madison Square Garden? Like the like that's like the place everybody dreams to walk out in. Like they dream to like stand in a cage fighting in Madison Square Garden. Like that must feel surreal. Like to know that you're gonna be walking out in the co-main event in Madison Square Garden.
100%. It's like you know, MSG where I'm going to be at is going to be the Hulu Theater.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not where the Rangers are playing, but this holds about 6,000 people, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
give or take a little bit. And you talk about a professional fight. A lot of those professional fights, they hold some of them 2 grand. You know, 2,500 people,
Yeah.
3,000. I mean, you're talking about the world's most famous arena, and you're in the smaller section, but it's also super concentrated and super loud. So like, you hear the crowd, you hear from New York. You know what I'm saying? So is he, yeah, but he ain't been around New York and the city like, I'm gonna have that place is gonna be loaded out, and it's gonna be a beatdown. So
Hell yeah. So where what part of New York did you grow up in? Did you grow up in Long Island?
yeah, I grew up in Long Island in a small town called Levittown,
Oh, okay,
and
all right.
yeah, so shout out to Levittown, Long Island, 516. All the surrounding neighborhoods too. Um, I'm born in Ozone Park, Queens, so shout out Queens. Um, just shout out all of NYC. I've been working in Manhattan since I'm 15 years old, and in New York City.
Oh,
Um,
so
so
that place is gonna
still
be
on to
packed
this day.
out for D Money. That
That's what
place
I'm
is gonna be
saying. So
packed
like,
out.
shout out my man Frost in the Bronx too. Probably get hate for bringing the Bronx up, but everywhere, bro. Eh,
Got
so
gotta show our love to the Bronx. Got to.
everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I got someone from every borough at that fight. That's on everything I love.
Hell yeah, that's it. All for D Money. That is gonna be a beautiful
Yeah,
thing to see. So what are some
yeah,
of the key things that you're working on in camp to prepare for this fight? You obviously want
yo,
to put on a show. All your people are gonna be there.
listen. I'm gonna keep it a stack. My opponent should not even be in that ring with me because we fighting in a ring in the garden, and he should not even be in that ring with me. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect no handshake, none of that, because it's like, yo, seen the tape, brother. You crazy signing that contract. I'm coming for your neck, and I'm training like right now. I'm training like I'm fighting Ilya Taporia. You know what I'm saying, or Max Holloway. The guys at the top of the top. I'm just training to be the best martial artist I can be.
Hmm.
I ain't gonna get in the game plan and this and that. Yo, there ain't no game plan. Yo, it's like, trust me, it's gonna look like me against a little girl in there. I don't care about his record, his belt, and all that. Tell him to bring his belt. We could put his belt up too. You know what I'm saying? He's coming for my
Yeah.
shot. I'm about to, about to, about to kiss him on his forehead. Trust me.
That's wild you say that after the circumstances we just watched this weekend with kisses thrown in the cage.
Oh
Um
yeah.
so
I'm not. Yeah,
so
yeah.
how much weight do you usually cut to make it down to 45? Like what's your walk around weight?
Yo, look, I walk around depending day of the week, depending how I'm feeling. But anyway, I'm in the 50 range. I'm not even above 160. Put it like that. I
Okay.
don't even get there. I stay lean. I stay damn near in fight shape, and I can take it off the rest water weight. You know,
Hmm. You
I
stay
right
ready so
around.
you don't have to get ready.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I used to go down to 35. I don't got to do all that. If you're really looking to be the best in the world, not knocking nobody, but you shouldn't have to wanna. You shouldn't have to hate your life every time you get into a fight for weight cutting. Like we do this shit because we love to fight, bro. I cut weight wrestling my whole life. I'm good off all that, bro.
Yeah,
I,
exactly. Like the other day, 2 weekends ago, I was getting ready for a jitsu comp, and everybody was trying to cut weight that entire month, and I was like, yo, just do it the week of. Just you can get 5 pounds off easy, easy money, 2 days. It's not painful. Just use the wrestling method. So like
yeah, yeah,
I was gonna ask about like special weight cutting methods. Is that what you do? You just kind of use the good old wrestling method? You know, don't eat for a day. Just run through the water weight and then step on the scales.
yo, just know that like I've been around the game and I've networked a lot, and I'm also a student of the game. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just a brute, somebody that's here. I want to fight. I want to fight. I'm taking notes on not just in the fighting aspect,
Mm.
you know. So I pretty much, with the help of also I have professionals on my team. You know, it to me it's just another day at the office. It's like it's not a super traumatic experience like it has been when I was trying to go down to 35.
Mm.
Simple as that, you know. I'm not giving out the source. Like, yo, for me, it's like, you know, it's light work. Simple as that.
Yeah. Now I know what you're saying. So like with your gym situation, you train at such a legendary MMA gym. Like who are the guys that you work with the most, and like what are some of the things that you've learned from those guys over the years that you've been training there?
I gotta say, you know, number number one on the list, I gotta say, is Man Frivola has been the absolute realest. In my opinion, he's the realest fighter in the game. I'm not fans of nobody except my damn self and Jesus Christ first, of course, but I'm a fan of Matt Frivola, man. That is
Steamroller.
the realest out there. I also, I mean, I'm not good with the naming all million names because then I'm gonna forget a name later and be like this and that, you know. But just shout out to everybody. There's so many great guys, you know, on the team. You know, professional, amateur guys too that are coming up, hungry guys, you know, and I gotta say my little cousin, of course, you know, shout out, you know, my man Angel, my man Coach James, you know, there's so many Sullivan, Mike Sullivan, you know, a lot of guys that have given me sparring rounds there. I don't even want to sit there naming people because there's so many of them that are so good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Longo is the best MMA spot. You know, there's no question. You know, so it's great.
Yeah, well, you guys have so many fucking dogs coming out of there. It's not too far down away from me. I've been thinking about coming down there for a couple of days doing some drop-in classes. But that's not the only gym you train out of, because I see on your Instagram you're always somewhere different. You're always posting a brand new gym on your story. You're boxing here one night. You're training here one day. Can you kind of like talk about all of the other gyms that you train at as well, and like the different like things you work on at different places?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Uh, for me, I like to get the fresh looks, and I like to practice the arts as well.
Mm-hmm.
When it's really close to the fight, I will say this because I don't like to get too much about my training. I keep it a lot more MMA based for the most part, so you ain't gonna see me in these other gyms really as much. But I like to do boxing for the art, you know, the sweet science. I like to do the jujitsu. I like to throw the gi on and everything like that. I like to work Muay Thai. I like to do all of that. And then, you know, Longos is where I get my MMA, even though I get great striking. Longo himself, you know,
Mm-hmm.
um, grappling, Mike Sullivan. I do a lot of work also nowadays at Westbury Boxing Gym. My girl, Jessica Ruiz, is a professional MMA fighter, and I just cornered her in a BKFC fight that didn't
Mm-hmm.
go her way, but it was really tough fight, damaged a girl up, all this. But she does a lot of work at the boxing gym, so I also go there with her a lot as well, get work with her. And, you know, she's got like just better hands than me. I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody got better hands, but she got sick hands, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so I work all over, and, you know, I really love all of the different martial arts, you know.
Yeah, the
Except
way.
judo. No disrespect. Except you ain't catching me on no judo class. You try
Nah,
that
bro, those,
judo throw, I'm taking it back.
those judo throws be scary with gis on though. Like no
Man,
gi, don't try that shit on me. But with a gi on, I'm kind of fucking about to throw slaps
I'll
out there.
break one of their legs real quick. Ain't doing that judo.
So
Anyway,
so the way you said that your girl got good hands sounded like you were scared a little bit. No, I'm just playing,
yeah,
but so does
spank that.
does does having a does having your significant other also train, does that like help kind of like with training sessions a little bit, like get some extra work in and things like that?
Depends the day. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for sure. Yes, yeah, it brings. She helps me in and out of the, in the gym. But some days you get distracted, and some days it helps you lock it. It depends. It depends. You gotta have a balance with everything in life. But yes, it is beautiful and it's amazing and it's great. You
Yeah, so the BKFC is that, I know you got the eyes on the prize with the UFC championship. However,
Yeah.
BKFC, I gotta ask, that shit is kind of crazy. The bare knuckle is kind of wild. But would you ever do that? Like the
So,
job's already done. You already got a UFC belt years in the future, and then
oh,
they're like, "Yo, D
you
Money,
could meet me.
get in
You could
there."
meet me at 7 o'clock up the fucking. You could meet me at 7 o'clock by the bar, and we could have a duel with pistols, bro, and go 50-50 and see who hits who first. You think I won't do a bare knuckle,
That
bro?
shit's
I'm not. I don't
crazy.
want to talk anything about because I like the promotion. Conor McGregor. I shout out a lot of guys from bare knuckle that are dope over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not bad to say about it. you know. So, but the long story short, I'm gonna just say there's a lot of them guys that are scared before they get into that fucking ring. You know what I'm saying? I personally, I can't. It's not what I do. So I'm gonna
Mm.
keep it respectful and everything like that. But I'll kill it anywhere I go. Just put it like that. I'll be a champion anywhere I go. That's who I am. That's what I do. I win.
Yeah, no. So speaking of being a champion, the time's gonna and you already mentioned it once. The time's gonna eventually come where you do take the next step and you do go pro. So when do you plan on going pro? You said it was right after this fight. Is that the plan? And is that even your decision? Do you have to wait for a pro decision to like say, "Yo, it's time," or like do you decide when it's time to go pro?
So the reality of it is that I was supposed to be pro already. I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be pro a little. I'm not trying to say cocky, whatever, but I could have been pro already if the fact was that I was in jail and I was supposed to do a decent amount of time. And Lou Neglia actually put his name on the line, help actually wrote a letter for me and really helped me get out of that situation that you know could have been slightly worse. And could have been a lot worse. And so I've been rocking with him ever since. And he's been giving me good opponents. Like, yo, I done turned down so many opponents that didn't have good records and this and that. I'm like, yo, give me somebody that can fight, man. I'm trying to fight, man. And I'm still cleaning them up. So, I'm gonna go. I'm fighting ring combat. I'm gonna go 5-6-0 there, 7. I don't care whatever it's got to be. Get my shot on the contender series. Go out there and put somebody to sleep, and that's it. That's my coach said, "Oh, why don't you wait for it?" I'm not waiting for nothing, brother. Tomorrow, you know what tomorrow is? It's not promised. And right after this fight, I'm gonna fight about a month or two after that in a ring combat card, and go get my finish, do what I do, and then I'll take a month or two off. Not off, but then I have 2.5, 3 months in between for that next fight. But I'm going right next. I'm going right to it. Staying ready. I'm about
Okay,
to clean this
so
guy up. So I'm gonna walk out there good. So.
Uh, so your prediction. So I'm assuming your prediction for this next fight is you're not even gonna get touched. You're gonna go out there. You're gonna smoke this guy and be like, it's time ring combat. You're gonna call him up and then you book fight for December, January.
I mean, we could get touched. I mean, whether you touch me or not is not gonna make a difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna.
yeah.
I'm gonna hold him, and I'm not. You know, I don't. If I got a small injury and I gotta sit for a little bit, I sit. God forbid. You know what I'm saying? But that's for a fact. So odds are I'm probably not gonna be injured. I was only injured in 2 of my fights, and that's from breaking my hands from hitting people.
Mm.
And nowadays look. If I get injured, I get injured, and I won't fight injured. But the plan is to go out there and destroy him. I mean, I'm going to touch him a couple times, and then I'm not even going to get into my game plan. But yeah, it's gonna be a smooth operation. Put it that way.
Yeah, nah. So we're all excited to see it. So now, outside of fighting, do you have any different hobbies? For the most part, all the fighters I talk to, their hobbies are the same. It's gaming or it's fighting. and you or cooking or cooking and so now outside of fighting, do you have any hobbies at all? Like, do you take any time outside of fighting and just, do you relax a little bit, or is it all training?
Um, I'm kind of like a kid when it comes to like I, I just love sports in general. So I'm not only like fighting. It's fighting is my number one, but I love football, baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis. You know, there a lot all the sports out there you could think of. I'm pretty much I could sit there and watch the game and I could dig it. You know what I'm saying? Give me some chips and a water. I'm good. I can sit there and hang out with somebody I love, somebody that I enjoy being around, and I can enjoy the game. So, and I also like to play. So, I like my brother plays a lot of tennis. So I go to the park. I play tennis. I play handball. I do all of that. In terms of hobbies, I do nice things also with my girl. We go, out to nice restaurants, out to nice places, out to the beach, boogie board, ride some waves a little bit. You know, just I'm into living. I'm into nature. I
Mm-hmm.
like riding. Like I like anything that goes fast.
Okay.
You know, I like. I mean, I'm not. I don't. I'm not reckless and everything like that. Like, but I like ATV and I like the I like nature. I love the water.
Do you fish?
So, yeah, I love to fish too.
Okay,
I've
so
shot.
so you're just like an all around athlete, like pretty much everything. Even when like you're outdoorsy, you're doing like athletic ish things,
Yeah,
like ATVing and fishing, and those are all outdoor sporty things.
I always got something. I always got a basketball, a football on me. Most likely, I always got at least one ball in my trunk. At least something we could do. We could play. I'm always trying to do something. I'm always. I mean, I'm also one of those guys that's like, I work. I train, and I do a lot of like mobility stretching throughout the day. That yeah, it's a full time job being a fighter,
Hmm.
But when you take care of yourself, then you're able to find time for things. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's yeah, I'm into living.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, if you don't mind me asking, what is the full time job outside of fighting? Like, what do you do on a day
Um,
to day basis?
clean windows in Manhattan.
Okay.
It's pretty much almost damn near full time, but not exactly because I have a really nice dope boss where I work. I don't exactly work full time, but I work. I work. He lets me work around my fighting and everything like that. But other weeks I work even more than full time. But you know, but it's a good gig that I've been doing for quite a few years now, and it gives me a
Yeah.
lot of time to train and chase my dreams. At the same time, I do like what I do, and I get some really cool views up there too on all the skyscrapers.
Yeah, so you be on like you be on like the what are they fucking called? They like sit on the side of the buildings and like they go up and down.
Scaffold.
Yeah, you be on those things like all day, just going like up and
Yeah,
down the towers in New York City.
I used to when I was really. That's when I was full time. Full time.
Okay.
I used to be really on them. Now that I'm not as much full time, I'm not really on them as much. But I've done a lot of work on scaffolds. I've done a lot of big buildings, and I've done a lot, pretty much all types of window cleaning work that you could think of. I've done.
Yeah, no, that is a dope fucking job to have though, because the city views must have been like gorgeous up there. You must have some dope pictures on your phone.
Yeah, yeah. Like even this morning, like I was cleaning. Like I do pretty much mostly like interior windows now, like from the inside. But I
Okay.
still get really good views. So I always take a couple like pictures, like a couple times a week. I'll put some on my story. It's always sick views every morning.
Yeah,
Sick. So
no, that is really dope. Like, I love the city. I always think the city is gorgeous. So like, just being able to be up there is it must be lit. So now you mentioned earlier that you be grappling in gi, and I did see I stalked your Instagram as best as I could, and you've done some grappling competitions. Is
yeah,
that a thing that like you are gonna keep doing throughout your MMA career? Because I know there's a lot of MMA fighters that do continue to do them, and because of the big influx of viewership after the CJI and ADDC weekend, do you think that you'll continue to do those through the career, or was that already planned to do those throughout the career?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? I've been grappling since I'm a little kid, and I'm keeping respectful. Yeah, and I make it's an extra bag too. So why not?
Yeah, no,
The more I
absolutely.
compete, the more I get paid.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's extra work. And I always feel
Yeah,
like
I know how to win.
exactly. And I feel like whenever I see an MMA fighter doing one of those grappling competitions, it's kind of like it's like more not I'm not going to say more fun for them, but it's like kind of like outside of what they normally do all the time. So like it's like a different
Yeah,
setting. Like it's like a dope
a
vibe for
hundred
them.
percent, dude. For my last grappling competition, I was just straight hanging out, chilling.
Mm.
Like I was like, "You nervous?" I'm like, "Nervous about what? What's he gonna do? This it's grappling. What am I worried about?
Yeah, no,
you
like
know,
you get punched for a living. So like
yeah,
to be able to compete and just like no punches, no elbows, you don't gotta worry about a fucking head kick coming out of nowhere, no question marks. You get in there, you take a double leg, and it's a day.
yeah, and also I feel like I could also do good in the grappling scene
Mm-hmm.
because I also have very technical jujitsu, and I kind of I did make some mistakes along the way where I was away from the gym at times and this and that along the way throughout the years. But I came up along a time when leg locks really started getting big.
Mm-hmm.
Leg locks really weren't big in jujitsu back in the day. Like, it's like like excuse me, like even like Hoist Gracie wasn't doing leg locks like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a much newer thing in the art. And so I know a lot of leg lock defense, first and foremost, because you got to know how to defend it if you know how to attack it. And I know a lot of attacks and a lot of sweeps and a lot of things off of that. Which again, I don't even like to get too much into my style and everything because opponents. But at the same time, I really don't give a shit because I'm gonna walk them down anyway. Walk them down, and you know. So, but yeah. So
So what belt are you in jiu-jitsu?
man, I'm in a blue belt for like 6 years now, bro. I've been a blue belt forever, but that's also because I had a couple of gym changes. So, but hey,
Yeah,
it is
that'll
what it
definitely
is.
help.
I ain't even worried about it. They all be choked out a lot of black belts, so that belt only protects 2 inches of your ass. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like they say there's a lot of people that be like, "Oh, I bet like that are stuck at blue belt for so long, I feel." But then the second they hit purple, it's like after a year they're brown belt. And then like 2 years later they're a black belt finally. It's all
yeah,
about like blue belt is like I'm only a one stripe white belt. So like
yeah.
I can't fucking wait till I get my blue belt. But I'm sure like a couple of years deep and be like, "Why the fuck am I still a blue belt?"
Nah, yeah, it's not to. The thing is, like for me, it's like I've won every time I've ever competed against any competition, and I've competed in a lot of competitions that were purple brown, and I've competed in stuff that were against black belts in competitions that were like not sanctioned and stuff. Like I've you know what it is. At the same time, I fully went under my coach Mike Sullivan not long ago, and he knows what's best and everything for me in my career. So
Mm-hmm.
it's but for it's like what it is. A lot of these people nowadays are too much like aren't worried about the I don't know, like the jiu-jitsu community's gotten soft in a lot of ways. Like and I think Hickson Gracie and Hoist Gracie would all agree. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm a beast, bro. You talk about world champions at blue belt, they could kill a regular black belt you see at the gym, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on a different level. Like you got even you got guys and even girls that are like, oh, I'm a purple belt. I could choke him out. Like, are you dumb or dumb or like, are you dumb or stupid?
Mm.
Yeah, I do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But but anyways, I'd be good for the jujitsu scene because I got triangles. I got leg locks. I got everything. I got shit that I'm not even gonna spill. People gonna be like, you can't do that. Watch me. I'm telling you, I got shit that you're supposed to be doing off top. I'm doing off the bottom. Like shit that bro. It's next level type grappling. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, no, that's dope. So you are I don't want to expose your game plan either, but or like your game really, but I just you're like getting me wanting to ask all these questions now. Grappling makes me excited. I'm like a dork for grappling. But so like
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job. I'm just
yeah,
at a battle of myself. Like, be a fucking cop. Be yourself. Tone it down. Be yourself. Tone it down. Because I'm humble and I'm loving. I love everybody. But when it comes to this shit,
no,
there's
you're
nobody.
doing good. You already got that championship personality is the thing too. Like you got it. Like you're doing a great job. So now like are you a guard player for the most part? Cuz like as a wrestler, like I wrestled for 10 years and then I started doing jiu-jitsu. And like I feel like my guard's there, but like really I'm like really all top game. Like all of my like submissions come from the top, all of my like everything that's good in my game comes from the top right now. I don't really like have a developed guard or see myself developing a good guard.
Listen, I will say, but one thing I'll say, the short answer is that I'm well rounded and you know world class. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
feel I feel everywhere in MMA, jiu-jitsu. I'm dangerous from everywhere. Nobody's gonna come walk all over me. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. I ain't no easy fight for anybody in any sport.
Yeah,
So
nah, absolutely.
I ain't even an easy match in fucking in soccer or football or any of those. Definitely not what I do. Not no easy test for anybody. I do it all, man. Like I can't even call too much. I don't want to say too much again about the particulars in my game, but you know, just a lot of nasty shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty shit from all over the place.
Yeah, no, that's dope. Well, shit, we've been going for a while now, brother. I appreciate you so much for coming on. It was a dope conversation. That I truly believe you're gonna be a world champion one day. You believe it, I believe it, and soon the world's gonna believe it. The second they get a chance to see you, you're gonna make a lot of fans one day. And it's gonna be soon. I know it. You're gonna be a
Yeah,
star. You're gonna be a
that
fucking
means the
star.
world, bro. That really means the world. I appreciate it because for a long time I was an underdog, and it's great to have somebody believe. Oh, appreciate anybody that believes in me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Really appreciate you having me on, my brother.
Absolutely, brother. I'll
You-
be watching in October, and I'm sure the rest of the people will be too. Make sure y'all
God
tune
bless.
in every Wednesday for new episodes of the Swagcast. Catch me live daily on Twitch. I love y'all. I'll see y'all every Wednesday. Peace.